Welcome back to Animal Parade. We've explored plenty of Harmonica Town for now, so we're going to head the other way and go check out our neighbors over in Flute Fields. We're going to be doing a majority of our business over there, since that's where you buy crops and animals. And you notice it's still the same day as part 2. But after this part, there'll probably be multiple days in one part. Check it down here again, even though nothing has spawned here yet.
That's just like long walks on the beach.
Yeah. This is where a couple of berries and some of the seashells and shellfish will spawn. Though this is another thing I don't quite like about Animal Parade. There is a bunch of wasted space here. I feel like it's supposed to be a transitional area. Because I take out the camera and try and look around. But this spot here where the camera is overhead, it seems to be sort of masking loading, even though there's a loading screen anyway. Because like you walk through that transitional area when you're walking to and from the farms, no matter which way you come from. So I'm not quite sure its purpose. It's one of the things they probably could have removed completely. We saw the same thing last time walking to and from Harmonica Town. In fact, they're the primary reasons that I later installed the speed-up code.
Oh, that's a nice canyon. And a nice bridge and a nice water wheel. Oh, man.
It's very idyllic, but that windmill ain't going anywhere. I believe this house.
Oh no, Sylph, the elemental spirit of wind, is quiet.
This is another house. It belongs to a person who lives very far away from where he works. Here's a guy Ozzy was talking about in the last part. It's Toby. I think it's his son. You can tell because he fishes. He's one of those characters that never really opens his eyes.
He's got some fish scales jammed under his eyelids. That'll happen, man.
All that salt water has just permanently fused his eyelids closed.
Nope.
Oh, no, they're there. Maybe he's just really tired.
Eat cookies. Eat them, Toby. Eat the cookies, Toby.
Eat them when you're tired, Toby.
I'm fine with my fish. Eat them!
Have a fish cookie, Toby.
Nah, that sounds disgusting.
Bunny.
It's a bunny. This is a pretty good place to fish, once we get a better fishing rod. Now this is actually a house we can buy later on. I think after we bought all of the farmland, or maybe we can buy them straight away. The only real purpose for it is to have an additional place to save.
Holy crap, it sounds like Mayor Hamilton was reading The Art of the Deal by Tom Nook.
I mean, once you're married, you're gonna need a side house to get away from your spouse.
Didn't you mention you had a wife in a previous part, Yanni?
I do.
Did she hear you say that?
Thank God, no.
So here's what I was talking about. The camera's different, so now the field glows. I don't know why it does that. And here's where Chase lives. These people have massive walks to go every day. But I like Chase's house's little jaunty music.
I think when you make recipes, it shouldn't be instant. It should take an equivalent amount of time to, whatever you're making. So if you went to make the risotto, you'd hit the button and suddenly it's like 2 hours later, and all your stamina's gone.
Oh, for God's sake, give me a slow cooker and be done with it.
Nope, making it by hand.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe that's why I learned it instantly, because my stamina's gone already. We can't get behind there until we've done kind of a long side quest. But that field is actually where the yellow bell is hidden. Can't see it here, though. Or if anything, that's where the yellow bell goes. The yellow bell's somewhere else.
On top of Mount Doom over there?
Not quite. There is something on top of Mount Doom, though.
It's either the red bell or Big Goron.
The throne of Ifrit, hair of fire.
You know what Animal Parade's missing? Dysfunction. Well, this family's got plenty of it.
I was gonna vote for Super Saiyans.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is that kid is sort of more mature than his dad. Like, he's kind of a little kid, but later on we can buy a telephone, and the kid actually sets up a shop where you can order seeds from him, and they're super rare seeds. And the husband doesn't really do anything. I think until we ring the yellow bell, he just sort of sits around and gets drunk.
Well, it sounds like it's time for Best to do some meddling.
Is the yellow bell the bell of the Harvest Goddess's 12-step program?
It's the elemental force of compromise.
But I like this kid. He's upbeat and he actually does stuff. It's Taylor. They're not going to introduce themselves to you. Kid's got some wicked eyeliner.
There's suction bruises from those swimming goggles.
I put them on a bit too tight.
At least I look amazing.
Hey, do you like Digimon?
Bess just looks around awkwardly. Yes. He does really look like a Digimon character, though, doesn't he?
He's an anime goggle boy, which I understand is one of the 3 purest forms of anime.
Dare I ask what the other 2 are?
Yeah, the other purest forms of anime are, 32-year-old grizzled old-timer, and animal people.
We'll see what the survey says when the thread starts.
That's right. Please don't mention anime butts. Because that will be too distracting.
That's the impurest form of anime.
That's right.
So Ruth is actually in charge of the side quest that eventually leads to us getting into the fields. And it has to do with her crops. As we upgrade, the crops and seeds she sells will upgrade so that, like, we can automatically buy raw crops right from her, which I think is a really cool option. I wish more Harvest Moons did that. In fact, we actually need a strawberry right away, because Bo's gonna be a dick.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Apprentices, man.
But I'm gonna need to buy a crap ton of lettuce seeds from her eventually. What's going on the farm is since the yellow bell hasn't rung, the farm is infertile, they're having trouble growing crops, so what she'll eventually need me to do is to grow 10 good quality of a certain type of crop. For spring, it's 10 lettuce, summer would be tomatoes, fall pumpkins. Doesn't matter what winter is because I'm gonna take care of all that this season with the lettuce. Luckily, it doesn't have to be 10 of just one crop in a season. Like, I could end up screwing it up and only give her 5 lettuce, but then I could give her 5 good tomatoes in summer, and that would still complete the mission for her. And 10 doesn't sound like that much, but keep in mind our field sucks. So I'm also going to be buying a shit ton of fertilizer. And it's going to be a bit of a long process. It's probably going to take my first couple weeks.
So I know it tends to be different in every game. What happens in this one if you stay out too late?
The worst thing that'll happen is, like, if it gets to be the next morning, you're not going to be able to rest, of course. But if you go to bed too late, you're not going to recover all of your stamina. But it's not too bad. Like, if you go to bed at midnight, you'll be fine.
Hey, just like in real life.
Yeah. Oh, cutscene. Right before we get to my personal favorite animal.
Oh, man. I love piggies.
I know in the first Harvest Moon, it was just eternally, what, like 9 p.m.?
Yeah, that's right. Time stops at 9.
So if you were save stating, you could clear your entire land in one night.
Baby boar.
Oh, small friend.
Who's an itty bitty blight upon the landscape? It's you!
Who's a stinky little piggy?
Here's me noticing the glow the first time. That is weird.
That looks great.
And there's a weird glowing thing on the ground. Which is also related to the yellow bell. But that's a little while off. This windmill is where the green bell is held. And I finally realize right now, each bell seems to be correlated to a certain part of the map, and the function of the bell is related to the business of the area, which I think is a nice touch. In fact, I think the only area that doesn't have a bell is our farm, but that's because our harvest sprite is Finn, and he doesn't have a bell. Oh my goodness. She's the daughter of the nice man that brought us to town. So the marimba farm is related to the yellow bell. The flute fields, if that's... well, we'll see the actual name of this part of the farm. But they're related to the green bell, which has to do with the wind. Yellow has to do with the earth. It's Renee. She's another bachelorette. She's on the more milquetoast side of characterization.
Yeah, she seems blandly nice.
Yep. She does have personality in that she sort of secretly fishes.
Ooh.
Her rival is Toby. Rather, her correlating bachelor is Toby. Now, this cutscene is kind of funny. That's her mom. We haven't properly met her yet, but in this cutscene, she acts like she already knows us.
I think you walked in on a sick chicken rave. Which would also explain why they're so lethargic.
Seemed pretty upbeat to me.
Yeah, you just wait until they start coming down off of this chicken MDMA.
And she just throws me right back out. That little part of the barn is a coop, and I don't know what they're working on in there. I'm trying to see. You can just barely see it out there. But one of the details I like is out in the fields, there are actually animals out grazing.
Aw.
They're very far away, but it is cute. Horn Ranch, that's what they're called. Funny thing about the Horn Ranch, I talked about the music being very lush and relaxing. It sounds very depressing in Horn Ranch.
There we go again with unrefrigerated dairy.
Well, you know, in Harvest Moon 64, you put milk in a cabinet.
How did you get over here before we did?
Really, though.
No, I just used my secret chicken tunnels.
How do you think we smuggled the chicken LSD in and out?
It's shaped like a giant chicken's mouth. It's a very surreal experience.
Gracious.
Oh!
That was quite the face.
Now I remember what a lot of these character models look like. They look like olive oil from Popeye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Big round heads and painted on features.
And I'm glad she gave me a sickle, because I bought some grass seeds. At most, you only need, I think, 2 plots of grass in order to cover the fodder necessities for your animals. Unfortunately, Kane here... Oh, whoops. He's going to do something that's going to make that a little difficult for me. Hey! On the same day that you brought me here.
He has very high expectations.
If, as the LP goes on, it feels like I'm not talking to these people very much, it's because they don't have much to say. They tend to repeat dialogue a lot.
I like the framed charcoal drawings of the cow and chicken back there.
Yeah.
Those were our favorites.
I mean, I'd have that on my wall.
They were delicious.
I've just noticed I only have 1 gold, so we ain't buying anything. But I'm glad they have the option to sell ingredients to you. Probably should have hung on to at least 20 gold so I could buy fodder.
Anytime I see grass seed in Harvest Moon game, I get a little afraid after the first game. I just needed so much of it, and it took so long to grow.
It grows very quickly in this one, don't worry. And 1 plot of grass, when cut, I think gives you 3 pieces of fodder.
Whoa, that is slightly more efficient.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Oh, the baby cows are fucking cute!
This is the best game.
Well, how about we get one for free?
Oh no!
When we don't have anything to feed to it.
Oh no!
He's gonna be, say, how'd you like a calf? That's crazy. Oh man, wasn't it in the very first Harvest Moon that you needed a certain amount of fodder stocked up before they'd even let you buy a cow?
I think so.
I think Finn's realizing that right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh no!
You get to pick. I can't take them all.
And if we don't accept it in this cutscene, I don't think we get the option to get a free one again. So I'm going for it.
Oh,
Oh, she's ours. And I forget what you called her. I named her Susie,
nice.
after the Queen of the Goths.
I gotcha. Susie and the Holsteins.
Susie and the Bovines.
Nice.
How do we make them stay tiny forever?
Don't feed them.
I think that's gonna be easy enough.
Well, you're in luck. I won't be able to for like 2 days. Still deciding, do I eat the cookie? Do I conform?
Oh man, the horse is voguing for the camera. Ah, they all look. Animals love having their pictures taken. Oh man.
Look back here, we get a little sneak preview at some of the item makers that we can get later on. Cheese makers, mayo, and butter.
Cheese, butter, and pudding.
Look at the chickens and the ducks.
Oh my god, there's ducks.
I think the green maker back there, the red one is for mayonnaise. I think the green one is for making yarn, because one of the animals we can't see here is silkworms.
No way.
Yeah, and they made silkworms cute, which is very strange to me.
I mean, you know, the Bombix mori is a fairly adorable larva.
Trying to get a chicken to look at me.
That's crazy. So do you... Oh, Christ!
The chicken's just like, hey, what's up?
The developers knew what you wanted and they gave it to you.
Photogenic animals. How do you smile with a beak? I don't know, but she did it.
Practice and talent.
Here's another locked door. It's yet another one of those things that we need to just arbitrarily cycle around a bunch of people in order to get the key.
That's crazy. So if you go into Fugue Forest, does it just arbitrarily change to a different season and you have no memory of what you did?
No, but it is semi-randomized.
That is oddly appropriate.
I like that right on the farm, there's a bell that immediately brings out all your animals.
Oh, you don't need to take up an inventory slot.
Nope. Though you can buy a bell.
Nah.
Can you get them back in just as easily?
Yep.
Nice.
What's funny is if you bring all your animals out and then you buy an animal, the animal will go into the barn, but if you ring the bell, that one animal has to come out first. I'm deciding. I guess we're going with it. Let's get a look at the scenery. We're in a canyon, so there isn't much over there. I always appreciate when a game gives you a visual focal point in the background that you can sort of see from anywhere else in the game. Another thing I like, you'll probably notice by now, once it gets to 6 p.m., the music turns to a slower, softer version.
Yeah, I got your toolbox. Now get back to work. Oh, for...
No, I'm hungry. And picky.
Oh man, I literally can't work unless you bring me a straboobly.
You had no tools. How'd you do any repairs? Lazy git.
Look, I'll give you food. It seems a little unfair for you to give a request.
Eat the cookie.
Why specifically a strawberry and milk?
Hey, two great tastes that go great together.
Well, I'm gonna be a jerk and give them separate.
You can make your own damn smoothie. Shiftless jackleg carpenter.
I do like that for pretty much any request someone asks of you where you need to give them specific items, you can just bring them one at a time, and you don't need to bring them all in one day. Oh, sleepy cow.
Oh no!
Going to sleep hungry. What is annoying, though, when you do those requests, they have to play the same cutscene every time you give them the item. Hang on, I'll figure this thing out called menus at some point.
Hey, there you go. So, you're talking about how, you know, you can't afford to feed little Susie because you're an irresponsible pet owner.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, can our small friend not graze? Or do you need to plant grass before they can?
You need to grow grass first.
That's a bummer.
Thankfully, grass grows in like 2-3 days. So, she won't go hungry for too long. And at the end of every day, we tally up all of our earnings. And each little section there correlates to a title that we get at the end of the season. So, like, if I make a shit ton of money just from selling crops and what have you, I'll eventually get a farming title. The final mission at the end of this, before the mission that leads into New Game Plus, which is its own separate thing, requires us to become a quote-unquote hero in one of those shipping ranks. By far the easiest one is to become a hero in fishing. Mostly because you can break Ozzy's shop, like we mentioned, but you can only do that really in spring. He cycles what he sells, and he doesn't really sell anything for nearly as cheap as he does gobies in spring. So you need to get all that done in spring if you want that.
Oh, okay.
To become a hero in fishing, you need to sell at least 40,000 golds worth of fish. Whereas with animal products, it's 60,000 golds worth. And in crops, it's 100,000 golds worth.
Holy jeez.
That is many vegetables.
In a season? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that's possible, or was, in something like Stardew Valley, where cranberries were just tiny bitter pellets of gold.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you pull that off in the Harvest Moon.
Or how about this? To be a hero in mining, you need to sell 300,000 gold worth.
Holy.
It's rough. But I think I get the absolute top rank in fishing this season. It's a long and tedious process, believe me, but it pays.
I guess with mining, all you have to do is just find a fossilized skull of the rare diamond Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, but then someone steals your skull, and it's an entirely other game.
Oh man, and then you gotta ramp your tiny spherical cow. Run, Susie!
Strap machine guns to her horns.
Oh,
Weaponized
goth cow.
Adorable weaponized goth cow.
Oh man. Well, I've just found the fourth pure type of anime.
Adorable weaponized cow.
Shit, yeah, son.
Goth cow, excuse me.
Of course.
City lies in dust indeed.
But worth it. So worth it, oh my god. I hope that are we gonna get a goat? You can spoil it right now.
And we already saw goats are available to sell. We need to upgrade our barn first, I think.
Oh, of course. Goats are fancy.
Also, there is another secret animal that we haven't seen yet. So like the silkworms, we need to upgrade our coop all the way to level 3, I think.
Oh.
At level 3 barn, we unlock a big ostrich.
Get out of town. Can you ride it?
You can ride any animal that goes in your barn once you've befriended it.
What the fish? This game owns!
Oh my god. Can't believe I didn't give this game a fair shake when it came out.
Right?
I'm regretting that now.
Jeez, man. You could have your very own ostrich cavalry.
I do recommend downloading the homebrew code to speed up your running, though, because otherwise the game takes a long time. I've implemented that from part 3 on.
So now we get the efficient version of the game.
Yes. Plus all the loading screens are cut out.
Oh, I'm gonna miss those.
Best stole some drugs from the chicken rave, and now she's wired.
That's why she can see the fields glowing. I can see fertility! Oh, man.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's right.
The fields are fine. Why do you need my help? And everyone's just looking around her. There's just dead dirt everywhere. No crops whatsoever.
But they sparkle, man. You gotta harvest the crops that aren't there, man.
And then she wakes up in the hospital. She wakes up in the middle of Fugue Woods next to a half-eaten deer. So good.